and my cat was really hyper because she had slept all day, so I keep doing this, and she keeps moving them back, and so I just kept doing different directions, and she kept getting them really fast. I'm like, man, you are better than the Toronto Maple Leafs goalie.
That doesn't take much, though.
I know, but she was just really fast. I'm like,
so
you
they
should
need
play
to hire
for the Maple
Rainer's
Leafs.
cat.
Yeah, and give me the money. I'll train that little shit.
Wow, ninja cat.
She is black. She's got a little white spot.
That was racist.
No, because ninjas are dressed in black.
Not all of them. The Power Rangers were multicolors.
There was a couple.
Ninjas.
What was
Mighty
the
Morphin
one?
Power Rangers.
Only good guys wear plaid. There was a couple that had white.
Chuck Norris never wore a ninja costume.
No. Always white.
No. Yeah,
So does the
pretty
Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, wow, we're going deep here.
Ku Klux Klan were white. Are you considering Chuck Norris to be part of the Ku Klux Klan now?
He could be. He was the entire Ku Klux Klan.
That makes me want to find the book. I know it's here. It's Chuck Norris versus Mr. T.
Oh dear God!
And it's a children's book.
You open the book and it explodes?
No, it literally is a story of them fighting, and it was like the most epic of battles. And civilization dies in this fight.
Beard versus Mohawk.
Pretty much.
Beard wins.
Elf Mohawk. God.
Wow.
Episode 128 is here. It is Sunday, October the 26th. Episode 128 is here. I say that a lot. I think it's quite evident that I haven't. Well, you know what? Today I was prepared to actually do what episode we're on. With that said, just a quick update is that this episode of the Droids podcast is an actual tribute to a fallen soldier, Nathan Cirillo, who recently gave his life in a terrorist attack in Ottawa. I just wanted to make sure people are aware that this is a very huge thing big thing for us. So I figured it was the only way we can really do it is paying our respects to someone who gave her life in the line of duty. And that we appreciate. And with that said, let us get started with this week's episode. Just to let you know, there will be a little bit of background noise as we were at a Starbucks and there was kids everywhere. So I couldn't be my normal jackass self, but eventually the kids went away and I became a douche. And with that said, enjoy episode 128.
Previously on The Walking Dead. The group comes across the preacher, and now we're hanging out inside of a church. However, they do a recent hop to pick up some more food and supplies, and Bob's under attack. I think Bob's bit. And later on in the episode, under celebration, Bob is kidnapped, and now his leg belongs to Gareth. And he thought he had a foot on the competition, that's for sure. Let's get started.
Artificial fear.
Player, and it would play the original pilot to South Park.
Which was probably crap, right?
Oh, it was horrible. Like, the animation was completely horrendous. But it was the one with Jesus and him shooting fireballs and... Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It was horrible compared to South
Simpsons,
Park now.
The original art of The Simpsons was so horrible. It was
as
bad.
in Tracy Ullman bad,
Yeah.
like that far back. Yeah,
Even the original Family Guy, it wasn't Family Guy. It was a completely different name, but it was the same synopsis. They had Brian the dog, they had Peter, and they looked completely different. It was like it's like using the same type of art like from Bob's Burgers. You ever watch that show?
Never.
'Cause it's really bad.
That's why I don't watch
It's
it.
the middle show. Something they used to put between Simpsons and Family Guy on Fox on the weekends. They don't do it anymore though because the show sucks.
Kind of like what the Cleveland show.
Too real, man. That actually was a funny show.
I don't find any of them funny.
You found the joke I told you in the car that I can't say out loud right now.
That was pretty funny. Okay, so that's one line out of how many lines of dialogue in that
This
show?
is a PG-13 podcast. Yeah, we're surrounded by children.
It is kind of disappointing.
They're like drunk little leprechauns. They say whatever the hell they want.
And they can get away with it. But as soon as you're an adult, no, you have
No,
no
you can't do that.
filter.
What are you talking about? You got to eat ice cream for breakfast the other day.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No,
I
she
just
wanted
posted
to.
it, yeah.
You should have. You're an adult. Do whatever you want.
No, it's ice cream for dinner.
Oh.
I've been on a Veronica Mars kick. I'm like,
I
why haven't I
haven't-
watched this show? I like it.
Well, because everything that happened yesterday, my dinner was chips and dip. It was fantastic.
That would be a good dinner.
It was a great dinner.
What did I have?
Better than my dinner.
Onion dip, though.
It's okay.
I like
dip's
French
good.
onion.
Yes, French onion, but it can't have dill. Dill dip.
See, I like the dip.
I like
The
dill dip,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Nacho
Philly dill dip.
cheese.
No.
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese
How do you
is
know
good.
it's nacho cheese? It's right now at 7-Eleven. The guy was yelling, nacho cheese, nacho cheese. Come on, that is a great joke.
That was racist.
That was not.
That was
He
the
could have been from
worst.
the Bronx. He could have been from Brooklyn. The guy is totally planning something right now. Look at him. Totally planning something. So, we're at Starbucks. Again, it's busy.
Oh, you'll say that name, but you won't say
I don't
Jim
give a fuck
Norton's.
about them. They don't care about us. Too big for us.
Jim Norton's doesn't care either, I'm sure.
He might roll over in his grave and be like, those assholes.
The only time he'd roll over in his grave is if the Maple Leafs actually won a half decent amount of games.
Well,
and
they
a
didn't win
cup.
last night, no.
No.
Go Habs, go.
Go Canucks, go.
Yeah, Canucks not doing too bad, right?
Penn shut out Nashville, so we're all good.
Yeah, how is the Canucks doing?
They are hit and miss. When they lose, they're losing horribly, but when they win, they're winning by a lot.
Yeah, it's true.
Ryan Miller is, I don't know, he's doing pretty well. He's doing what I
thought he would.
expected.
I just think you need a
they're
new
doing
team.
what they usually do at the start of every season. They're winning some, they're losing some, and then, hopefully
Well, they
this
do have a
season
pair
they
of
keep going
sisters
up.
on the team. So
Yeah,
it's
how
okay.
is the Sedin sisters?
I have never mocked the Habs. I mock the Maple Leafs. I don't mock the
I
Habs.
don't know. I just like the fact that in the NHL
I mock
draft, they had
everybody.
to be paired together. They couldn't been,
You know what though? It's the chemistry between them. You can't.
It's true.
They don't
That's
play
not-
well.
Look at the Stalls. They did good. There's 3 of them.
Yeah, but the things with the Sedins is that once one is injured and off the ice, they just don't play well.
And the Stahl brothers
Can't take me
actually,
anywhere.
You can't.
and the Stahl brothers didn't have the greatest of chemistry when they started playing together.
No,
but
they're
the
all the
Sedins
same.
have always been that way, like from the start
And
of
the one
career in
technically plays
NHL.
defense, so
You know who can never skate? Bob.
yes, Bob can't skate.
And we're going to
Anymore.
segue in. What? You guys missed the flurry of pun jokes earlier that I was sending Rainer on Facebook. I think I'll put it on. I think I'll put it on the page.
There you go.
Just all the puns that I was sending her. And the best part is I can hear her at home as she's eating your cereal. Is that what you were doing
Yes,
at the
I was
time?
eating my cereal.
It's like crunch. Come on.
It was more of a crunch, and then a face palm.
Face desk.
Face desk if eventually.
Well, I never heard of face desk until I made a comment on Roxy Lee. What's
Roxy Lee,
Roxy Lee,
Gigi.
Yeah.
Gigi. I don't understand the Gigi part.
Well, if she's a
Ask
gamer,
her.
Gigi.
I guess I should.
Is she actually a gamer?
I believe so.
Then that I can understand Gigi.
Sorry?
If she's an actual gamer, I can
Oh,
understand
sorry.
Gigi.
Someone pulled aggro and I couldn't keep up.
Yeah, I saw that. The crazy blue hair. Is that what pulled aggro?
No, it wasn't the blue hair. It wasn't the blue hair. These eyes.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, they were good.
Well, at
good
least
jokes.
it's that.
But
It's
she
better than
accused me
Africa.
That I stayed up all night writing the jokes. I did not. I had since last Sunday to make all these jokes.
Yeah, you had way too much time.
I really don't though. How many reviews do we write a week now?
Lots.
Podcasts and stuff, and now we gotta talk about The Walking Dead in a Starbucks because we're classy. Yeah, Rainer got a new drink today. What'd you get today?
Something new.
It was really classy. I was like, ooh, you have
It's
your
not
pinky.
classy. It's
I'm like, you have
just-
your pinky up while you're
Well,
drinking it.
usually it's hot chocolate.
But I don't want all the sugar. I'm trying to cut down on sugar.
Oh, she's going the Kevin Smith way.
You don't want the sugar
No.
at 36.
I'm not doing that.
Oh,
I don't want the 400 calorie drink, so I got a different
how
one.
many calories is my pumpkin spice?
Probably a lot.
Oh, I know mine's a ton, and I really don't care. Because
Seriously.
frankly,
Well-
after this morning /
Breakfast
brunch,
burrito.
that breakfast burrito that weighed 2.5 pounds, my calorie count is done for the
Did you,
week.
did you look at those pictures? It was the size of my hand.
Yeah, it's
and
like
that was
big
mine.
pictures.
This was bigger. This one's weird. This was bigger. Like his, you literally could have picked it up and just went like this, and it would probably
It was the
work.
size of a small baby.
Small
Yes.
infant.
I just feel like cutting out sugar. I don't need a 400
No,
or
I'm
500
I'm not
calorie
judging you for
drink.
cutting out sugar.
That's
I was
perfectly
just-
fine. No, I was
I'm not
making the
cutting
relation.
lower.
That
Lower
Kevin
my sugar
Smith has
intake.
just done the same thing.
Yeah,
But are
you-
you keeping carrots in your diet is what I need to know.
Yes.
That's good. Oh yeah, you never knew about that joke.
Anyway, so back to The Walking
So
Dead.
you like that segue out of that joke by her, right?
Yeah.
So,
I
yes,
caught
back
on.
to The Walking Dead.
Let's just cut it off with the leg jokes and get this guy going.
Jeez, Todd.
I know.
Like, what is your
Can't take
fucking
me anywhere.
problem?
I'm tired.
He wants to take a nap after the burrito.
I really did.
It's okay. I do too.
The sad part is we walked over to Tim Hortons. Oh, Tim Hortons.
Bravo.
I don't even care anymore. You know, I'm not going to edit it out anymore.
Okay.
We had a discussion before the podcast. Who cares? Tim Hortons.
Timmy's.
I feel like a rebel now.
And so we're not getting money for this, so they're not
I
losing
wish.
any money.
And if anything, it would promote them. It's not.
Yeah.
They really should. Like, their sponsorship fee is just like every day we have a podcast, they give us a free coffee.
I would be happy.
You know
with
how many times we technically pop Tim Hortons in our shows? Like 5 or 6 times.
that. Usually.
We say Jim Nortons. So that's a Windsor thing. I got to Windsor.
Dark roast.
So back to Bob popping along.
Yes. Do you think Bob was bit?
Well, for sure. It was clearly evident he was bit. As soon as he came out of the water, you seen it on his face. Like, you knew instantly that Bob was someone's breakfast burrito. It's like,
Well, he had picked his clothes and he was kind of playing with the shirt. You know, he's like, okay, something obviously happened. Then once he gets to the church, he steps outside and he starts bawling his eyes out before he gets
but
thumped.
someone wrote, I don't remember who it was.
It could have been that he was
an
incredibly
act of joy,
traumatized.
or, he was just happy that
That's-
everyone's together.
Because I'm thinking if he was bit, he probably would have. Maybe he's just letting them eat his leg and be like,
Who was happier? Gareth. He gets pork chops now. Oh, wait.
But during dinners, I know there was one comment that because he was an alcoholic and everyone's drinking and he wasn't, that's why he kind of stepped aside. But I'm thinking no, because there's the little kiss between him and Sasha. Oh no, one more. And that's when he gets up and goes outside, which I'm thinking is basically either he's going to go off himself or...
I don't think he was going to go off himself. I think maybe he was just going outside to...
I think he was going to go take a nice long walk, is what he was
I don't
going to do.
think so. I think, well, I don't know.
Kind of like in Judge Dredd.
A nice long walk, does that have a fork? Yeah.
I think the fact that he got caught by the cannibals is what he didn't want, and I think that's why he was upset to have to go that way.
Yeah, but
But
he was crying prior to him getting knocked out.
But he
But then
took
it's
it
like-
well.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh fuck, and now I'm getting eaten by cannibals.
Yeah, he doesn't
Fuck.
cry when he realizes,
I would've lost my
that the
mind.
termites are a foot up on the competition.
Yeah,
I would at least, I don't know,
you just threw that
just
in there.
grabbed Gareth by the, fish hooked him in the mouth and pulled it down and broke his neck. It doesn't matter what happens to me at that point.
Yeah,
I mean, at least
he's already,
killed him.
his leg's already gone, and
He's hopping along.
I think. Well, was he tied up though?
I think
Yes,
his
I
hands
think his hands were bound. Yeah,
Well, even then, like,
or
he
there
just
was like
had-
a tied to a post or
I
something.
don't know if it was bad acting or he actually was traumatized. Because I'm pretty sure 99.9% of anyone who is looking down going, my foot is over there in his
Shocked.
mouth,
Shocked. He was shocked.
Yeah,
I would have lost my shit.
Yes, but
Yeah,
after
but-
the
Oh no,
shock.
I would have soiled myself. Because, well, no, wouldn't you?
But there's an aspect of shock first. Like
That's true.
it's like when you read articles about people who, they get stabbed or something, and they have this superhuman strength to catch
the
whoever did
adrenaline,
it. Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you realize, oh hey, wait, I've got like a 6-inch blade sticking on my side.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
No. I was totally gone where I was going there. Because I don't have to be PG-13 no more.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, might not be anyway.
Don't be a dick.
I think he was bit. I do think he was
Oh, he's
bit.
totally bit. Well, it makes sense because now it feels like to me, I don't know about you, Ringer, but it feels like to me they're kind of circumventing back to the comic book to pull some of their ideas again. Like, they
It's just
totally
they're
went
doing
off
it-
course.
They're doing things with different characters. Like Dale was in this exact situation in the comic books, and
and
now
Tyrese was technically Herschel
yeah.
when he died, according to the comic book. So, but I'm kind of curious though. What tonight's gonna be a big episode because they mentioned in the trailers like 2 or 3 people are now missing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Daryl and Carol that's missing now.
I think it is.
They went after Beth,
Yeah.
or was that in a preview?
Beth would not be. Good
No,
for
that was right
cannibalism.
at the end.
Yeah, okay.
'Cause
I wasn't
the-
sure because I watched the
Because
talking.
Carol's working on the vehicle that they found previously. Daryl runs into her. What are you doing? Blah blah blah.
And then he sees
the
the
car with the cross or whatever it is on the back window goes by, and that's when Daryl loses his shit because that's the car that Beth got.
I noticed that they
taken
stayed
from.
very true to what was wrong with the preacher, though. It's exactly how it happened in the comic with the preacher.
I can't remember.
Oh, pretty much. All what happened was the reason why he's like, oh, there's things carved into the back and whatever.
But didn't he shut people out?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what it was.
what I thought.
And then, the one corner, Carl saw what? You'll
You're gonna-
burn for
yeah.
this, or you're
Yeah,
going to
that's
burn for
it.
this.
As soon as
and
I
the
saw
knife
that-
marks on the windows for
Yeah.
people trying to get in.
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm like, you know what? He probably shut people out. Who would have that
Blame
much
him,
food?
though? Like, I mean, you could either have enough food to last you for a few months to 6 months, or have food for 3 days.
Yeah,
I
because
can't say
they're
that it-
looking you figure how long this timeline has gone on. We're looking
It
what, a
has
year
to
and a
be at
half,
least
2 years.
well,
Yeah.
At one point, there's going to be a winter, because there is in the comic book. That's for sure.
Well, okay, Judith is already almost won.
Yeah.
Like it's just they're not putting in the
It was
winter.
season 2 to
No,
3.
they've skipped a lot. Like when
Season
the
2
Yeah.
to 3 had the biggest gap in timeline.
yeah.
And
that-
because Lori wasn't showing, and then all of a sudden the season starts again, and Lori's like 8 months pregnant. So I mean,
And if I remember exactly, season 3 when it started, it was like spring.
yeah,
Because they were talking about how it was always so cold now they just barely made it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think they were really neglecting that part of the storyline. It's not really the end of the world.
Yeah, but you know what? It's shot locally in Atlanta.
Georgia. Yeah.
So-
they're not going to get snow.
Yeah, it has to.
They'd have to spend a lot more on set. You know.
I mean, Game of Thrones is one thing, but Game of Thrones is Northern Ireland?
Spoiler: the new series is taking place in South Dakota. They're shooting it now.
For
Yeah.
The Walking Dead?
Walking Dead
Oh,
companion series. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
South Dakota. So at least
There'll
we'll
be some
have a new
winter.
different type of terrain,
It's flat.
And
More
there'll be
trees.
winter.
and they'll get snow.
Yeah.
Do you
Whereas,
think
yeah, like-
zombies eat yellow snow?
Maybe.
Do you think when you're dead you go colorblind?
Don't know.
Oh, fair enough.
They don't go by sight, they go by sound. And they smell.
So that no. Now I'm questioning Jason Voorhees. He could have been a zombie.
Could have.
Could have been a zombie.
And they just had a big, huge
He
Friday
just
the
happened to
13th
have a
fest.
machete all the time.
They literally played 10 of them back to back.
And now you have Morgan. Who,
Yeah, well, they didn't touch
I
on
was
him in the last
excited. I mean-
episode, but
no, but he's totally gonna be the savior. Totally. There's gonna be like something big happening.
yeah.
I think he's gonna walk up and to find Bob eaten.
Bob.
Yeah, it could be good.
I always love Bob.
I'm still kind of wondering what these hobo marks are on the trees.
That's the cannibals. They were tracking him.
Yeah, they were trackers, dude.
No, but the marks on the trees.
Oh, okay.
Was it not the cannibals?
I don't know.
Because
you never
you
see it.
In the preview, you see Sasha. She runs up to the tree looking for Bob, and she sees the mark. And
However,
But
in
the
the Easter eggs thing I read is that those markings are in the church itself.
There's,
probably for the preacher to find his way back.
but the
That's
mark was on the
possible.
tree already when Bob got knocked out.
Oh yeah.
And
Either
then
way,
there was
But the
also
preacher, he
one.
said himself, he never really went too far out, and he
Right.
kind of kept the general understanding of where he was.
And by the same token, when you first saw Morgan at the end of the first
And what really
episode, there
bothered
was
me
one
about
on the
that
tree
church
there.
is that it reminded me of the church in season 2 or 3, the one that had the electronic bells. Do you remember that?
No.
I think it was season 2 or 3 because it
Oh yeah.
kind of looked just like the same church. I'm really hoping they didn't cheap out that much. Be like, all right,
No,
this
they completely
was-
built that from scratch.
did they?
Yeah. They literally built that from scratch. It took them like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Well, and then we have to address the pink elephant in the room, Rick's beard. We got to talk about it. It's getting pretty angry. There's going to be lots of murder soon. Like, he's going to be rivaling you. Like, you're going to have to like slap on some Miracle Grow or something.
Nah, I'm
I'm
good.
talking to AJ, by the way.
No,
I'm
really?
making sure they understand.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be accused of saying she has a beard. She'll get mad at me about it. Like, right now.
Why would you?
American Horror Story, there is a woman with a beard.
Yes, I know. I've been watching
Kathy Bates. And
the bearded lady.
Her beard
is
is
pretty-
actually pretty tasty. Like, I mean,
I don't know if I would refer to the term tasty.
she's not a ginger at all, but her beard is, let me
Yeah.
tell you. Does that make her soulless? Like, or does it try to pull the souls in for more freckles?
yeah, freak show, sure. Soulless, yeah, I'll run with it.
Anyways, stay on the show.
Rainer's here and she's not doing her job.
I
I'm
can't.
hungry.
Anyways, right. Anyways, I'm going to hell for that one.
Yeah. You are.
What else happened that episode?
Everyone was happy.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't like the happy episodes, because you know
what's
the rest-
happening.
You know it's going to shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
just
oh
like
yes,
real
everything's
life.
perfect. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
pretty
just
much.
like it's just like real life. Things are going great. LOL.
And then hashtag FML.
Yeah.
So I guess we're not having any YOLO parties tonight.
I mean, I don't know. In the post-apocalyptic
And why
world,
doesn't Michonne have her sword?
because they took it.
But what was she using in the prison when they were escaping?
It was a handmade staff
Oh,
with a
okay.
blade.
Then I was confused the last time, so
Yeah.
I thought
You're always
It was like-
confused. The hair color,
I don't even have hair.
it's blonde. Just because it's not there doesn't mean you're not blonde.
Now you're attacking me.
That's not very nice.
No, it's not nice.
I never said I was a nice person.
No, actually, that's very true. You've never said
I've
that.
never gone on record saying that I'm a nice person.
You tell everyone that you have a resting bitch face is what you tell people. I told her about the one we saw today at the Money Mart.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, jeez, you were nothing. You're like happy beside her. Like, and she had a baby as well. And guess what her baby had? Resting bitch face as well.
It must be genetic.
I wonder what the father's like. He's got to be happy. He's got to balance the force of bitch. Yeah, really. This episode, I found that this episode just blew for me. Just watching it, I didn't think anything extravagant happened.
No, it was just. I think it was just more setup than anything.
Well, that's like, it was like basically that entire issue. What happened in the comic book is like they come talk to the preacher, and then they find out the preacher locked everyone out, and preacher's an asshole.
The thing is, though, do you blame him?
No, that's a moral standing situation. Is it a survival of the fittest, or
Which he is not fit. He just
well, he's the one who
locked
ended up with
people
all the
out
food and survived.
Yeah.
because he locked people out. That is the only reason. He has no hunting skills. He has no tracking skills. He admitted that. So no, it's not survival of the fittest. It's survival of the coward.
He
It
got up
worked.
on that rock pretty quick.
Yes, it worked. I'm not saying it didn't.
He's
I'm
got
just
to
saying
be the one to live with himself.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not survival of
No, it's
the
not
fittest.
survival of the fittest.
It's
but
survival of the cowards. Which, you know
Well,
what? They survived.
It doesn't necessarily mean to be physically fit. He's mentally fit and said screw you to everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, people do weird things in the face of absolute fear. You know.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Well,
You find out who
just-
people really are. Like he, claims to be a man of God, and then he shunned.
Clearly, God was on sabbatical during this TV show.
But,
Hey, Jose, yeah,
you know,
you're in
the
charge. I'm
group
on
is now
vacation.
running into that exact same scenario, though. It's like we don't trust anybody now because of all the determinist crap and everything else that's gone on. Preacher did that from day one.
Yeah.
So, well, wouldn't it surprise me though that the next 3 or 4 episodes is going to be like the backstory of Terminus now, and they have like, I don't know.
Well, in
like
The Talking Dead, he said that he was. I think it was Robert Kirkman that was on the show. He says that he's doing back and forth throughout
It's
the
gonna be a
episode. It's
lot,
not going to
yeah.
be one episode directly for it, but like back and forth.
I didn't watch The Talking Dead. I don't know why. I always like watching the show. I just always forget to watch.
But I also have a crush on Chris Hardwick, so
Who
I'll watch
doesn't?
it.
Yeah,
know.
I agree.
He's dreamy and he's funny.
I'd hit that
I would too.
for sure. It's Hardwick.
Hashtag Hardwick on this podcast, and he'll be like, "Hey, look at this!"
Oh
And
my
then,
God! Imagine.
Yeah.
Oh dear God!
I would swoon.
We wouldn't say a word. He'd just sit there, and we'd be just like,
This doesn't make sense. You were all on your knees in front of me. This is how we do the podcast.
Just continue to speak your gold, your comedic gold that you always do.
Well, he's pretty funny. I wouldn't go
Yeah.
that far, but a lot of the show. I'm not saying that he's not funny, but he does have good carry
He's
on.
witty.
Like
He's very
Jonah
witty.
Ray.
Yeah, it's
Well, we were
between
talking-
him and Jonah and Matt or whoever
Have we
he's
ever
got.
decided who you would be?
I don't think we ever decided.
I
If
think
no,
you-
you said I was Jonah,
You'd be Jonah. Ryan. would
and
be
I
Matt
need to
Mara.
drink more. That's
Yeah,
why.
because Jonah always gets drunk on the podcast. Did you listen to the one where they had Michael Rooker on?
No, not yet.
It was at Comic-Con in the Odd, and before anyone came on, Jonah was fucking plastered, and people were they were throwing Star Trek uniform shirts at him because he always wanted one, so people were buying it for him at the con and throwing it at him. He had like 20 different pairs of it.
Wow.
I still liked his I love Star Trek shirt on at midnight. It was great.
Oh, God.
It was fantastic.
That would be such a great podcast. You have no idea. Well, we did tweet Pete Holmes last night or the night before.
Last night?
Night before.
I don't know.
One or two nights
You know
ago.
what? If we ever
You
did
know
a
Pete
podcast
Holmes.
with Pete Holmes, I would dress as Rogue, and I would just sit
God.
there.
Oh my
and
god,
wait.
that would be fantastic.
Oh, you're so fucking fire.
Just impromptu X-Men.
I don't know.
there you
You're
go.
kind of more intimidating than the rogue he had on the skit. So, plus you don't smile ever. You have twice. I've noticed. I don't know if
It's
you know.
bitch face.
No, you smiled. She smiled.
I don't know if it's a smile. It's more
Or is it
like
nervous
smirk.
twitch?
Could be a smirk.
Smirk. Maybe she's worried about Bob's foot. I think we should
I
get
wonder
us
if it's gluten free.
I just,
buzzword.
I don't know. When he was eating and he was so calm about it, just like, you tasted better than I expected. I was like holding back my vomit in my
This reminds me of
esophagus.
a bad comment that happened. I'm going to tell you anyways. And I even called my girlfriend at the time a racist at the time. So we were at the strip joint in New Orleans. It was an open sex shop, whatever. It was you could watch live sex or whatever. So it was like I didn't want to go, and she kept bugging and bugging and bugging. And like I don't know if I'm like this is not my bit, right? This is not my thing. So we go in there, and the first stripper that was on stage was so coked out she fell off the pole. That was funny.
That is funny.
She went up and did the upside down with her spin,
And then instant scorpion as she hits her head and the feet tap
she
her on the
was
back
out.
of the head.
And then the next one came out, and she was African American, and my ex made the comment, and she almost got punched out.
I wouldn't
By the
defend
stripper?
her.
Yeah, she made the comment to her. She goes, I hate dark meat. And I was like, what did you just say? And the chick's like, what did you just say? And next thing you know, I swear to God, the bouncer was 500 pounds, but he wasn't fat. Like, he was like the big show. He's like, what's going on over here? I was already at the bar across the street. Like, I was gone.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Like, it was
I'm
kind of
not-
like
I'm
watching
not
Looney
defending.
Tunes and you see the person's gone, but the dust is still there.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck that.
Oh, like Roadrunner Bugs
Like,
Bunny?
Roadrunner,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
just
gone. Poof. Like, I make the odd joke here and there, but I'm like, that was rough.
I wouldn't defend. I
Nope.
would not defend someone
And she
that
got
did
mad
that.
at me and my friend, that I remain nameless, who lives in New Orleans, so no one will ask him about this. And she got mad at us. Like, you left me there. I'm like, you are in an area that we're technically the minority, and you made the comment.
Yeah, you made
What is
a
wrong with
horrible
you?
comment.
Like, why would you ever make that comment to begin with? And yeah, it was a very rough night.
inside voice.
Not
it's
even.
called
Keep it to
be-
yourself.
It's called shut
That's
the fuck
the inside
up.
voice.
So that's where the dark meat. See the segue there because it was eating Bob's leg.
Yeah,
Get it?
right.
Okay. For once, I didn't make a bad joke.
No, you didn't. I'm very surprised.
I was shocked too. But
Just some bad puns.
I don't know. I just keep going back to that moment when Gareth is just eating his leg, just like what's going on?
Nonchalantly, yeah.
Well, look like a chunk, like a steak,
Way-
like a
way cool,
cross section
bro.
of the calf or whatever.
It would have been better if you had like Frank's hot sauce. You'd be like, that. You'd be like, you can put this shit on anything.
That would be great.
I think it just begs the question that we've asked several times, though, of would you resort to cannibalism?
I can't. I don't know. It's just
Morally,
the
I
whole,
don't think I could
I
either.
don't know if I knew what it was. I don't
Tastes
know
like
if I
chicken.
could. I don't know if I could physically do it
I think I would be.
without knowing and then realizing it after.
I would be physically ill if if I didn't know and I was eating it. I'm like, wow, where did you find this chicken? It's not chicken. What is it?
It's a rat
People?
burger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't know,
it's at that point it'd be it'd be a tough call.
But once you get to that point of moral standing, what's going to stop you from going further then? Like, if you're willing to eat somebody to survive, what's going to stop you from going to the next step?
Well, it's just a matter.
I don't wanna know what the
at that
next step
point,
is.
when you're in that group, it's just a matter of
Because
time
really,
before you're on
if
the
you're
menu.
eating someone, you have already no moral compass.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so everything else is pretty much fair game at this point.
But yeah, okay. Now
Maybe.
you're talking about determinist people, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah, at any given point, you're on the menu. At that point,
Oh, for sure.
it's just a matter of time.
What if they decided to have the fat guy? It makes perfect sense to me. I would feed you guys for at least a week.
But I'm not big on like gristle.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You be safe in my eyes.
Honestly,
I'm not working out
it's
anymore.
Tyrese. I'm surprised they didn't pick Tyrese first because
He just didn't happen to be outside. They got
Yeah.
Bob.
I honestly, I hope
They
that
heard him weeping like a little bitch from the forest.
He's already been marinated in Jameson for quite a long time.
Wow.
What was it? What?
I honestly
he cleaned
hope- I
up. It
honestly
stays in
hope-
your system for a while.
I honestly hope that he was actually bit, which I'm sure we'll find out in tonight's episode. But
And
I
at
really
that point,
do hope.
how
no,
does
wait,
that
no,
affect
I don't
anything?
think it'll happen in tonight's episode. I think
Because
they'll
he's
drag-
tainted meat.
Yeah.
It doesn't
So-
matter because everything's changed now
Yeah.
in the comic book.
Yes.
So the comic book, you just had to get nicked and your appearance done. Now you're already dead. You're already a zombie. You just got to die first.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Well,
they
no.
do
In the
team-
comic book, again, no one knew. No one knew that because that's what they thought. Like you had to
Yeah.
put your mask on and everything like that, and then all of a sudden you find out that you don't actually have to be bit. That everyone's already infected. That's why people stop giving a shit. Like,
Yeah.
You just they just go all out and smear zombie guts all over themselves.
tainted meat.
Yeah.
That literally was like my favorite
But I
part
think
of the entire
that
comic book.
I think that it'll actually turn them.
Well, the rumor is now that Kirkman may have somewhat Quasimodo agreed that it could just end up Rick waking up and that was a nightmare the entire time.
Oh, if they do that, oh my god.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
Never Ending
we can do that.
33, here we go.
Yeah.
Dallas.
Lost. Lost. Let's talk about Lost. How many seasons of my life did I lose? I
Six.
still don't know what the hell had happened.
6 years.
6 years.
Was it 6?
6.
Yeah, it
Six.
was.
I know. I
Telling
binge
me
watched
that
it in 3
the
weeks.
entire time? Wouldn't that be fucked up? End of Walking Dead to walk into a
What do you
church
mean?
and
We're
it's the
just
cast
standing
of
in a
Lost?
church?
Like, yeah, we died in the plane. You guys were in the train. This is the most messed up dream.
But there's always
Or Bob Newhart was another one.
Oh God, Bob Newhart.
There's an old reference.
What are you looking for?
How many seasons of Lost?
yeah.
I'm
I think
positive
I
it was
think
6.
It was 6. It doesn't matter. Like, you get off the island and then you're like, today I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, let's go back.
Let's go back. I
We had some of the worst times in the
The
world.
black smoke monster is still yet to be explained to anyone.
Who cares?
Or why there was a polar bear there.
You know what I don't understand?
Why not?
Is how animals are not affected.
What do you mean?
And in any other fucking zombie genre,
No, they just
dogs,
die.
Everything.
It's
just
probably a different DNA.
Yeah. I always want to see a zombie horse. No, that would work out. You can't outrun it.
Fall apart pretty easy, I'm sure.
What if it had good bones?
Good bones is one thing, but then
Actually killed,
tendons and
like,
ligaments and everything else
You
are
would be
another.
known as the guy that got killed by the freaking zombie deer.
It would be like the horses on the merry-go-round in Silent Hill 3.
Oh
What
God.
do you have to kill to start the boss fight?
Don't get me started about Silent Hill 3. Don't.
It was my favorite one, so whatever.
Just like create some kind of crazy mechanical contraption, stick it on the zombie
At
horses
the
and
end of
make
the
it a
season,
unicorn.
Captain Spaulding from House of a Thousand Corpses come out and goes, ha! You're like, shit. I actually do wonder long term how this is going to go. Especially since they said 11 seasons is their goal.
I still see that that's too far fetched.
And when I read the article the other day about how Rick's going to wake up possibly and this be a dream, I actually almost punched a midget. Almost. Because there's no midget in my apartment building.
There's nothing
could find
worse
one.
than that. That's why I hate those movies that it ends up that they were just schizophrenic the whole time.
Well,
Except for what was A Beautiful Mind?
did you ever see
With-
1408?
Yes.
That movie was fucked. See, they played
That-
on that.
that
play,
was a
too.
good movie.
But that movie was done right. And what was the other one? The Cusack was in was similar. It was
Identity.
Identity.
Oh,
That was a good
that
one.
was fantastic.
That was
I
a
love
great
that movie.
film.
It's not even so much that, but there was the one with Robert De Niro where he goes through all this stuff and it just turns out that he's schizophrenic. And it's like, really?
I actually don't know that movie.
I don't even.
I have to remember what it is because, yeah.
It's not like,
he
is it a
kills-
horror film?
Yeah, like
Hide and
it's,
seek?
I think so.
Because I think I owned that piece of crap.
And like someone kills his wife, but it was actually him. And it turns out that he's just schizophrenic, and it's like,
Wasn't there a movie with Daniel Craig that was something like that called Dream House?
Yeah,
yeah.
I
That
remember
was
seeing
actually
that
a
one.
decent film.
It was different. I didn't care for it all that much,
Why?
but
Because it was Daniel Craig and he wasn't Bond?
I didn't care for Daniel Craig even as Bond.
I think you know who should be the next Bond? Terry Crews. You see, you don't understand. You don't watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
No, I don't, because I already have enough to watch.
We're gonna
This-
actually
this week was
one
bad enough.
podcast,
I
we're
just-
gonna have the Jimmy John, and you need to be up to snuff. The Jimmy John.
I literally was in fear because 3 new shows got added to my lineup this week.
This is not my problem. You watch horrible TV shows. There's a few in there that I actually. Vampire Diaries.
Yep.
I call.
Elena's hot.
The
What do you want?
originals.
Why do you think I watched Buffy for that many years?
But Buffy actually had a good storyline.
you know what, The Vampire Diaries isn't bad.
I watched
I gave
3
it a
seasons
chance.
of it. I
I
did.
gave it a chance,
And they actually have good music in it too, which isn't bad.
Yeah,
And
and
the
wasn't like
rich
almost
dude-
every other episode ending with Radioactive by the Imagine Dragons?
No.
Yeah.
That's a
No,
trailer.
sorry, that was almost every show on the CW at one point.
Yeah.
That's like
It is CW, but
Yeah.
Oh, I knew it.
Originals is good too.
Originals is good.
Yeah.
There was another one. It was a knockoff. Bitten? Remember when
No,
that's,
Bitten is completely different.
Yeah, because I
It
remember we
was
were going to
so
do that.
It was
Stupid.
based on a book.
I got like 2
Kelly
episodes
Armstrong.
in. I'm like, this is really dumb.
Yep, and then
That
they got
Helix.
renewed for another season, and I'm like, why?
Was it
her
Helix?
acting
It
was,
was Helix.
terrible.
Helix.
Well,
wasn't
I
good
didn't
either.
even like her
Yeah,
in...
it started off good, and then it just kind of kept diving, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it was based on books. But I never liked Laura Vandervoort or whatever her
Vander
name is.
Snooten.
The one that played
The main girl.
Kara in Smallville.
Yeah, her acting was
Smallville.
terrible.
Smallville
Absolutely
really
terrible.
went downhill.
After like season 5.
Yeah, I can agree to that. Well, no, 'cause
No, I don't think... I was
I did like the
completely
last season.
I like... The first 2 or 3 seasons was like... Well, okay, coming from me, I was a big Dawson's Creek fan. But the first 3
Oh my
seasons
God,
did
really?
Joey
We
was
had this
hot.
You are totally being judged, and she's even judging you too.
I never watched Dawson's
Wow.
Creek, and I'm judging.
Oh, God.
So I know
that
what to
would
set
be
your
judged by
ringtone
both.
as every time you call me the Dawson's Creek.
You
theme
sure?
song.
You...
For my life to be over.
That's terrible, by the way.
I don't care.
But the
I'm
first
not
3
here
seasons,
for you.
The first 3 seasons of Smallville reminded me of Dawson's
I
Creek.
just sang Dawson's Creek in Starbucks.
Yes, you did.
See that? Look how many fucks I've got in that hand right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Judgment.
But then it started getting better with the Superman storyline and everything else. But then towards the end,
Be
it started
honest.
falling off.
You had a thing for James Vanderbeek.
No,
Yeah, I could tell.
no.
I like the James
How could you
Vanderbeek-
not watch it? It had the fucking Flash in it.
Who?
The last Flash.
I never watched
Barry
it.
Wesley Shipp. You never watched it?
I watched the original Flash. I actually owned the original Flash TV show at one point.
Yeah, Barry Wesley Shipp. He
Yeah.
was in Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, when he had a velvet costume. I actually
Are
still
you
want
sure
to
it
know
was
to this
velvet
day.
or was it velour?
No, it was velvet. And I call bullshit on it because I want to know how he ran. Let's find out. Here, let's rip up a carpet and we're gonna, wrap it around you. Let's see how
Yeah.
fast you can run with it on.
Velvet's,
Someone will think you escaped the mob or something.
Velvet's not very breathable either.
No, I didn't understand this. It's like all I want to do is go to this costume and go, oh my god, it's so soft. Wow. At least it was a good off topic. And we found out something that is quite disturbing.
I watch a lot of TV.
Did you watch Melrose Place?
The original or the new one?
Original, of course.
Yes.
I don't think I watched it. I watched 90210.
You watched 90210, didn't you?
The original, yes.
Sorry.
I did actually attempt to start
But
watching
did
the
you at
new one,
least
but it
watch
sucked.
Party of Five?
Everyone watched Party of 5.
I did watch some of it. I didn't watch it all.
See, I knew it.
No.
Knew it. I watched Party of Five. I met that. Nev Campbell,
Yes, nothing
And-
wrong with that.
Lacey
Jennifer Love
Chabert.
Hewitt.
Lacey
Yeah.
Chabert, a very young Lacey Chabert. That was like,
I didn't watch Baywatch.
jail
though. I
time
couldn't
at
bring
that
myself
point.
to watch Baywatch.
Really?
I couldn't do it. It's because David Hasselhoff was put there to kill boners.
Yeah, he was.
He
'Cause
was
as soon
like
as,
really. Because you're like, oh my god, and you're like, Yasmin Bleeth was one of them, and she
Yeah.
starts
Yeah.
like running, and that's a slow motion.
Yeah, like that Billy Bishop, or
And then her like
then there
boobs
was a
are
couple
like
others.
fluttering in the wind, shooting down alien spacecraft. And then sure enough, it's like quickly pan over to Hasselhoff. Like, it's gone.
Yeah.
I think I actually feel bad for most of the cast on that show, especially the women, because they were on a contract that they could not gain or lose more than 5 pounds
Yeah.
at a
Well,
time.
that's
It's
kind
not
of the
really
idea.
a hard life for them to get to that physical size. They should have already had a diet in place.
Yeah.
They should have already had like, all those things in place. Like, it's unfortunate. You don't want to end up like Val Kilmer.
Ooh,
Oh,
too real.
remember the time he was Batman? You know, I used to look up to him. I think he's an amazing
I
actor.
like
It's
Val
just
Kilmer,
like,
but-
what happened? Did you trip into a Krispy Kreme donut and got lost for 5 years?
One donut? Try like,
No, I mean the store. He couldn't
or
find
the
a way out.
conveyor belt was just attached to his mouth.
It's like the episode of Simpsons that I remember Homer sitting at the end of the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, pretty much.
and that's the end. Like Val Kilmer's had great films like The Ghost in the Darkness.
Great
the one
movie.
Batman film he was in. He wasn't too bad. He wasn't too bad.
Good Batman, bad Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Whereas Keaton was the other way
The
around.
other way around, I agree. Better Bruce Wayne, horrible Batman.
It should have been Keaton though. I read that article the other day that Keaton said when he saw the script for the third one, which is the script that came out, like which is the movie that happened.
Yeah.
He went, no, because he went from making a dark Batman to I'm a cartoony Batman. God. So, last chance for predictions for tonight's episode. I'm saying it's going to be a Terminus episode.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's flashbacks.
I'm thinking there's going to be more storyline with Daryl and Carol going after Beth. I don't think they're going to hold off on that.
Well, I'm happy that they have their friendship back because that means there won't be no Bethel.
Says who?
Daryl.
Yeah, they've already implied that.
They implied that they're ew.
Yeah, the girl who plays Beth already said
This
that.
coming from the guy, yeah.
I'm sorry, Beth. If I look at the wrong way, she'll be paralyzed.
Either way.
They can't see it. They don't need to see it. They know what I'm talking about.
Anyway. I think I want to see. I mostly want to see if Bob was actually bit.
Bob was bit. He tasted like a nice pervert. Well, was it steak? It was steak.
That they used in place,
steak.
yeah.
Still though, like I don't know how that wouldn't bother you as an actor. Like I have to give him props for that. You got to put yourself in the mindset of being that person. You got to put your mindset in that specific scene, and you're eating steak, going, "Oh, I'm totally playing this off. I mean, some guy's leg." It would have been better if he actually had the foot in his hand and he was eating it off the phone. That would have been.
That's how a lot of actors end up doing drugs or going to therapy, because they get too involved in a character like that. Like that's what happened with
Look
Heath
at
Ledger.
Anthony Hopkins.
And him, yeah.
Heath Ledger?
Yep.
Wow.
Even Jack Nicholson had to go to therapy after the Joker.
Joker was a pretty intense character, like the real Joker, I would say. See, unlike Mark Hamill, he didn't need counseling. He's already fucked up. He'll tell you that too.
He played a guy named Cockknocker.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah. He was Luke Skywalker, kids. Remember that?
No one remembers that.
He was also Wolverine at one point. Yeah. He voiced Wolverine in the video games that came out a long time ago. He voiced a lot of characters.
Yeah, he's done a lot of video game and animated.
But still, John DiMaggio is on my wish list. I'd like to do a podcast with him, but he has to talk to me
And then
like
there's
Bender
the
entire
other
time.
one. I can't.
Noah North? Not Noah North. Am I right?
Which one?
Peter North?
Peter North's the porn star, sir.
Okay. I'm trying to think
I
of the
was
name.
looking at you going, am I saying the right one? Because you like Noah North.
Yes,
And Troy Baker.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Tara
He's
Strong.
good.
Tara Strong.
Tara Strong, yes.
I want to have a conversation with
I don't
ponies
know,
and
the
Harley
one-
at the same time.
The one thing, though, I don't know. She did Powerpuff Girls. So I'm like, I don't know.
She was in My Little Pony as well.
Oh, really?
That's why a lot of people, if you ever see those Deadpools where it's the My Little Pony, is because Deadpool actually has a crush on Tara Strong, which is really funny. Because it's Deadpool. Oh yeah, you don't like Deadpool much.
I'm just not the huge Deadpool fan that you are. I don't mind
Sounds
Deadpool.
like Judgment over
that's
Deadpool.
fine. You've already judged me how many times in this podcast?
You watched Dawson's Creek, sir, and
Yeah.
you were proud of it. So on that note, anything else?
I just want to see if Bob got bit.
Bob got bit.
I think
the name
he's
of this
bit.
week's
I think
podcast, Bob
he's
got bit.
Yeah, Bob got bit.
Spoiler alert, Bob got bit.
Yeah.
Was he chimichanga flavored? I don't want to eat that burrito ever again.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Thanks for listening to the Droids You Are Looking For podcast. Stay tuned for next week's podcast.
Remember, the Force will be with you always.